about you, so close, just a touch away. Your love hits me like no other. They say
At Metalbird, we really do believe that everyone can be an artist. In fact, we love that about this project.
Despite modest first appearances, this cow has one of the lamest and most troublesome feet I've ever featured on the HoofGP YouTube channel. This is a very graphic video, guys, so if that's not your cup of tea, switch off right now. For the rest of you, enjoy the trim. After trimming just over 50 cows and barely having any problems whatsoever,
5 seconds remaining
till the end. She's come in with an incredibly sore front right foot, and as you can see straight away, she was already bleeding from the heel of this foot. Her feet are incredibly dry, which means they're also incredibly hard. That's because she's been in pain, she's been in a sawdust-bedded pen for the past week while she's received pain medication until I could arrive at the farm and treat her. So that's exactly what we're going to do. During this trim, you'll see it go from being bad to worse to really bad. And then it gets unbelievably bad. This is a seriously graphic trim. I don't cut into any flesh whatsoever, but as you can see, it's already bleeding. So as we uncover more loose and detached horn, it only gets worse. This is an extremely graphic video, guys, so if you don't like that kind of thing, now's your chance to tune out. Because her feet are so dry and so hard, I alternate between using the knife and the grinder. I use the grinder to take away the bulk of the material, because using the knife and having to put so much force through it can actually be a little bit dangerous, because when you're pushing so hard on a knife, it can slip and then cause unwanted cuts and damage to the cow's foot. So as you can see, we pare away very carefully with the grinder until we need the knife to do the finer details of the trim. We bovie bond a plastic block onto the cow's foot to lift the sore digit off the ground. Plastic blocks are great because they can last a much longer amount of time than a wooden one. And this is going to take some time to heal. Once the block's in place, we as you can see, things are starting to look a little worse.
I guard the wooded ways.
Absolutely stinks.
Oh, I'm all
Prepare for battle!
The
gods never tell me what happened last time you hit the bat.
The whole of this cow's foot is infected with digital dermatitis. That's why it's got that kind of granular look about it. And it's
On my
the
way.
sole is completely separated away from the
Jeez.
Yeah, touch it and I think cut it. Literally touch it.
As you've just seen, trimming a cow's foot like
It's in the bag.
I literally touched the corium with the back of my knife.
Through shady lanes.
There was no cutting involved, no grazing, no slicing, no accidents. I just touched the corium and it began to bleed because of that deep infection.
By hidden
Digital
paths.
dermatitis. Regardless of how hard it is to do, we still need to make sure we remove all
30 seconds to battle. Sylvan shade.
It's actually a really satisfying process, but it's also a vital one if we're ever to truly
Naturally.
which, by the way, I'm confident we can.
Yes. The battle begins! The season arrives.
All of the
En route.
has completely been detached from her corium. This is her corium here going through. It's completely infected.
Leaving.
But we're going to fix that.
Spraying the foot down with iodine like this will help to kill any of the bugs that are on the surface.
The wild is calling.
That dermatitis and kill the outer layers of the skin.
So this is Embryonics magical paste. Those guys are
By the
in the
wilds.
comments, do I still use it? Yes, I do. Properly for this, so we've got white line
Green
abscess
wrath.
going on, and it's covered in digital dermatitis. So this will help both of those things heal. I want to make sure it's pushed all
By my shaggy bark.
up. I've trimmed over 50 cows today. It's only really the second one that's got any sort of problem. The other one was a very minor ailment. It just goes to show the level of commitment
With a wild spirit.
to care
No way!
for the cows.
And just like that, this cow is over and done with. And we'll be
So
revisiting
I
her
go.
in 2 weeks' time to see what progress she's made.
For the trees.
Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below the waist.
Nature
Some of
calls.
us have let our downstairs garden get a little too out of control.
With the star of the show being the lawnmower
Denied.
2.0. This thing is incredible. I'm clean as a cucumber down there. With skin safe technology that helps reduce nicks and cuts when you're trimming that sensitive area down there.
It's also waterproof, so you can use it while showering.
Denied.
It has an LED light at the head
Branch out.
to illuminate the way for your grooming endeavors. A quick check.
First blood.
Access on the countertop.
First blood.
I go.
Twin shall not thirst for long.
Weed Whacker, which is cordless, waterproof, and designed with skin.
So I go.
This comes in crop preserver, okay?
En route.
That is ball deodorant. Why? Because balls smell funky.
Ball toner right here. Spray a little bit on your balls. Boom, wait.
Verdant fury.
Plus, 2 gifts. The Shed travel bag and their Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs.
Come.
You get all
Come.
this plus free shipping at manscaped.com.
On my way.
Order your performance package today.
With a wild spirit.
Can we use your home to showcase one of our new roofing
Through
styles and
shady
colors? We need
lanes.
showcase homes of all shapes and sizes right away. Click the link below this video now to submit your home.
Attack.
Our next generation metal roofing system is available in exciting new styles and colors.
Denied.
And we need homes right
Uproot
away
the foe.
to showcase these new options. Click the link below this
Uncle,
video
I
now
know.
to see if you qualify. Our next
Naturally.
generation metal roofs look like tile, wood, or shingle, but are guaranteed to last a lifetime. Plus, they're the
In
most
sylvan
energy efficient roofs
shade.
we've ever offered.
The seeds of
This
fortune.
unique opportunity to experience the future of roofing. Click the link at the bottom of this video now to see if you qualify.
Wild is my way. Power weapon. Come to me. Green is good.
He couldn't really see because
By my shaggy
it's so incredibly painful. The local town
Leaving.
moving amongst the trees and had to look twice. And it turned into sheep, so we picked us to see if we could take the sheep.
Nature
And we
calls.
said yes.
Tis not for thee.
Can't imagine how he survived, but he did.
Warriors of the wood.
Another sheep will look him.
By leaf and limb. Branch out.
He had over 35 kilos worth of water. That's how the poor fellow had been out there. We had to get the police up, but we knew that was a huge risk to his health and safety, but leaving it on was a greater risk.
Nip in the bud. Yes.
Actually took really an hour to get up because we had to go in the field.
Uproot and after that.
Sticks and twigs, all sorts of things on his wall. I really believe he was
Yes. My hidden paths.
And wanted us to do it, which was just amazing because he wasn't scared.
By the wilds. Verdant fury.
Police after him were finally relieved him of his burden. As he walked down the alleyway, he started to get strong on his legs.
Nature calls.
Flowing from the other side so they could see each other through the stores.
With me.
He is so intelligent.
What magic is this? Michael. Go green.
We are just so grateful.
Through shady lanes. By my shaggy bark. Attack!
I'm burning up.
Ah, the sun in my leaves. Nature's ferocity.
50 pounds overweight.
Wrong way. Don't get discouraged. I just adopted Tony. I think Tony had really
The
given up.
wild is calling.
When I first showed him love, and he kind of nudged his head into me, it stole my heart.
Let's start this workout.
Wild
Biggest
is my way.
worries are heart problems, hip and joint issues. He needs to lose
Green.
a third of his body. Tony was found as a stray. He was adopted and
My youth
returned.
and
I don't
live.
think that he felt that he would ever really experience love.
Teenage
This time he's never
spray.
going back again.
With a wild spirit.
Tony just really needs a family that believes in him. My
Out of
family
money.
consists of 8 other
Your
dogs.
bottom tower is under attack. Make a fine humus.
He just really didn't believe in himself.
Come on, buddy.
Naturally.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's
First night, he was
problem.
kind of distant. He would try to hide, but he was so big, there was nowhere he could really hide. How a dog is feeling on the inside.
Your middle tower is under
He
attack.
wouldn't stand to eat.
Like
He just couldn't hold
Axe,
himself
the
up.
dire structures cannot be hurt.
Uproot you.
He had been so used
Your
to
middle tower is
that
under
him-
attack.
I didn't want him to think that's what was going to happen.
Uproot the foe.
I'm going to swarm this dog with so much love so that he knows that he's the most special dog.
For the
I believe
trees.
that is going to be the key ingredient to his success.
Guys, let go. Green rat.
You can't get on one back. Come on.
Yeah.
Your top tower is being hacked to pieces.
Go green.
There you go, buddy.
The way Tony's going to
Grenade
the way he
spray.
fights, just doing his best to keep up with the pack.
Let's keep going.
Tony was so surprised by how much I was
Got this. Come on.
You can tell he's never heard it before.
Those abs coming in.
Puny Radiant hides behind their fortifications.
Get in there, Tony. Let Tony catch up to you so he can play with you. Let Tony play with you, Sarah, please. Don't give up, Tony. I have no doubt that you can jump out of this car. Come on. Yeah.
Even after that first workout, Tony seemed to have a little bit more
I am glad to leave that place.
Yeah, you home yet?
My hidden paths.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
In sylvan shade. Come to me. On my way. Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
The first day
The
that I met her,
wild
work
is
meeting
calling.
was big for us.
I'll be back! He's ready after the car!
Seeing Tony chase me on the empty road, that's when I finally knew he knows that I love him. I really see a lot of my younger self in him. I thought no one would love me. I had severe learning disabilities.
So
I was
I
so
go.
tired of getting bullied. One day I ran away from school and I ran to the dog shelter. I started going there every day. I would talk to them and I would tell my friends
Uprooted after them.
I had a 9-to-5 job, but I quit to travel around the country and promote dog adoption.
As soon as we're a little bit more mobile, we're gonna hit the road again and show people what dog adoption is really all about. In this family of misfits, what we have is unconditional love. Each dog is such a great example. Everyone that meets Stella said that he used to be afraid of pit bulls. All she wants to do.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Instead, he is the most confident beast.
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower.
Allie is very demanding, but she deserves it.
Really got him. You got in the mouth.
I didn't think Lily was gonna make it. She was having several seizures a day. Can you get off of Molly? Molly is from that shelter when I was in school. Queen, she's the oldest out of the pack. And then Penny, the most petrified I've ever seen. She's definitely not petrified now.
Yeah, you gonna do something, Penny? What are you gonna do? Just out of curiosity. Penny, are you good or is Tony crushing you?
I'm in love with Tony right away, jumping on him, and he just doesn't do anything.
Tony, that's Queen's bed, buddy.
They are two breeds.
The enemy's middle tower has been denied. Axe needs something to
We'll
chop.
actually step in between them and let them know, like, all right, that's enough. Bo is 100% Tony's personal trainer.
Dude, they're playing.
So I
Tony's
go.
trying to keep up with him. He motivates him in every single way.
Attack.
He just needs to lose a little bit more weight
Uproot the
before
foe.
Tony is ready for the road.
You're my boy.
Pull roots and run.
I never saw it coming. I was actually nervous about how Lily will do with him.
You don't have to stand right
On
next
my
to him.
way.
Go pee as well.
Lily and Tony are attached to the hip.
Look what we have here.
Mega kill, shady
Don't get
lane.
up, Lily. Go back into the position.
They just adore each other. They always have to be touching each other. Tony is Lily's boyfriend. You don't want to mess with her boyfriend.
By my shaggy bark.
Radiant's towers are fortified, just like Axe.
Yes.
Look at him moving around. He's like a puppy now. No way. No way.
Warriors of the wood.
His personality is really starting to come out.
Look at him go, guys.
Limber up. Nature calls.
Your top tower is under attack.
Tony, that's not a toy. No, it's not a toy.
Great work, Tony. I don't even recognize
Your top tower is under attack.
Like how you think we operate over here, Tony. Money don't grow on trees. You know what your problem? You know what your problem is? No one can have a serious conversation anymore.
In sylvan shade.
Me and my Tony's rolled out with the dunk.
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower.
It doesn't matter how much weight he gains or loses. Whatever it is that he does, he's always going to be perfect in my eyes. He is home.
Wild is my way.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Tony is finally healthy
Nature's
enough and ready to
ferocity.
go on some real adventures.
Wow. You ready to go?
Killing spree. Double kill.
That's my fault. We're gonna go drive somewhere, everybody. Look at my boy. Open road.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is being hacked to pieces. Your top tower has fallen.
Somebody's first time at the beach.
Yes. By leaf
Every
and
time
limb.
we stop, we're somewhere new. New smells, new activities. Tony is running around, losing more weight, and of course having an amazing time.
En route.
Make a life better. That's what life is about. Rescuing is so beautiful because you saved a life. If someone goes to a breeder,
Your middle tower is under attack.
rescuing is actually a pretty easy way to see what love is all about.
Dire structures are
Dead.
fortified. The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle
You can't even
tower.
He's
imagine.
part of our pack now. He's family.
Traffic is ridiculous.
You remind me of
Double kill.
2 pounds away, Tony. Benny's gonna help us get there.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Sun's pale sister shines upon my leaves.
Amazing. £99.
With a wild spirit.
Getting ready to go to Sacramento SPCA. I want to show them how grateful I am.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Tony has lost over 50 pounds.
Let's start this workout.
By the wilds.
In every single way,
golden
except for
green.
how loving he is and how beautiful he is. I believed in him,
Naturally.
and he believed in
I'm
himself.
under attack.
It doesn't matter the size, what the breed is. We accept each other no matter what. A healthy
En
family
route.
requires unconditional love. Love with no judgment. I know it sounds corny, but imagine if we all lived that
So
way.
I go.
I'm doing laundry today. I'm cleaning all of the dog beds. And look what I find. I mean, look at all these beautiful
Uproot and after that.
bag. All the puppies living in one big house. Woo! Yeah, you know I'm trying to go with that. It's not. I'm still working on it, but you guys get it.
Your middle tower is under attack.
In green, I go.
Your middle tower is under attack.
One day we got a phone call.
Your
There was a
middle
box
tower
with
has
no
fallen.
Front legs. I ran past Mark and said, I have to go to the boxer. He doesn't have any front legs. And he just goes, okay. And I thought to myself,
The sapling of the tree. Killing spray.
that's 13.5 ounces.
Double kill.
We're scrambling. What do we do? How do we feed him? What do we feed him? We never imagined that Nubby would get through the first night.
Our first night with Nubby was horrible. I was terrified he was going to pass away. Didn't know if he was drinking everything like he was supposed to be drinking.
And we literally had him in a little box with a timer on it, and we get up every hour. You know, we took turns. I had twins. I'm used to taking one shift.
Nubby got through the first night.
We couldn't believe it that we got through the next night and then the next night.
Nubby from the get-go was very active.
Put some little truck wheels on the front.
Find my
wrap
hidden
some
path,
balls on
the
it.
seeds of
Just
fortune.
took off scooting across the floor. By about 2 to 3 weeks old, we were looking at Nubby.
Pull roots and run.
But he got aspirated pneumonia. He was still happy. He was just a happy little guy, but he was sick, and I mean really sick.
He went into ICU. We almost lost him.
Every day, we'd go down there and see Nubby.
I've never seen him give up.
He got better. Then we really knew he was going to make it.
Nubby's comeback has many ups and downs, but at the end of the day, he's just a happy dog.
As he grew a little bit older, he wanted to stand. I think at that moment, he figured out that he didn't have 4 legs. He kept falling. I wanted to immediately
Branch
pick him up,
out.
but I knew that Nubby would need to learn how to be mobile on his own, and he figured it out.
By my shaggy bark. Come, come.
Olivia Pig, she was very motherly, very
Green
nurturing.
is good.
Maggie, on the other hand, did not want to have anything to do with him. Gracie's more the killjoy, don't have too much fun.
You're dead. We brought Rita in here.
Dyer's courier shall carry no more.
Didn't really expect that. Nubby surprised us with his ears.
On my
His
way.
ears got bigger and bigger and bigger and floppier. It was ridiculous.
Mark became so attached.
Warriors of the wood.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem.
Suitcase when he was really having a hard time pulling his front end up to eat. I built a feeding stand.
You guys swallowed a bug!
And he's lagging. When Nubby figured
Your
out
bottom tower is under attack.
The first one scared us.
Axe has seen ruins that look better than your bottom tower. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Well, there really is nothing.
Radiant structures are fortified with 12 important vitamins and minerals. Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire structures can take all the hurt Radiant cares to heap upon it. The enemy's top tower has fallen.
But the first time he seen
Your bottom tower is under attack.
he could roll. And once he started
Wild
he
is
learned
my
that he
way.
can get from point A to point B.
Axe sheds a tear for Radiant's courier.
But it wasn't that long after
Metaphorically
that he got
speaking,
sick.
Axe does not actually cry.
That's what scared us. It's late in the evening. It's been a rough day. We're right here. This is where we're going to be sleeping tonight.
He ended up with pancreatitis. He lost a lot of weight fast.
What else could go wrong? That's a scary thought. But
Nature's
if you live your life every
ferocity.
day with the scary thought that I might get sick or I might injure myself, you can't live your life that way. Live your life with joy and hope.
Green,
Nubby has recovered just with a vengeance.
Once he gets through with his exercise,
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle
He's
tower.
excited about everything. He's a little
My
maniac.
hidden
Feathers guide my arrows. Uproot and after
He gets that look on his face.
The wild
like
is calling.
He's not. He's a smart little guy in there.
I love you. I do.
Attack.
You eat your bed. No. Rita, did you bring that
He's a spirit, which is Rita.
Did you and Nubby do this?
Nature calls.
Did you kill that hedgehog? So we have 2 squirrels injured, 1 monkey.
Naturally.
All of these are in the hospital. We pulled it. Rest in peace.
Green
You
rat.
see him running as if he's not even missing anything. He's just, this is how I do it. This is how I roll. Nubby sees the world like any other dog. He thinks he's just like the rest of the pack.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Have a different way of moving, but other than
So
that,
I
he wants
go.
to still play. He's joyful.
He has a great quality of life.
Double kill.
We consider ourselves
Triple
average
kill.
Americans. I did all the construction. We're doing it on a tight budget. This is the
With a
door
wild spirit.
Nubby,
Nature's way.
animal, and your goldfish. Once you made that
Oh,
commitment, it's your
sweetly
job
the
to
sap.
make sure you
Axe
have
is
a-
glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem.
Merry Christmas, Nubby.
By leaf and limb.
Radiant structures are
We have
fortified.
one grandchild
Shady
named Lenny.
lanes.
Lainey grew up with Nubby. She doesn't see any difference in Nubby from any other dog. He's just
The seeds of fortune.
Nubby. You walk in a room and they're sitting together and look at you like, what do you want?
Mega kill. Yes.
Nubby and Lainey, they're best pals. The only competition, maybe Rita. They got a little circle going.
On my way. I will rise next season.
It's been 2 years and
Double
couple
kill.
years since Nubby came into our lives.
Lou had always been a rescuer. I wasn't really, but I wanted to support the community.
Flayed
We
ones
decided to
drink
start
your
our own
blood.
nonprofit. Warriors Educate About Rescue. We talked about it a little bit, and I go, okay. And then I was at work, and I got home, and she goes, okay, we've registered as a nonprofit. And I go, sweet.
And he always just goes, okay. That's one of the biggest biggest thing. It's one of the biggest things that, you know, my heart loves him.
It's rewarding.
Doing the nonprofit, we teach in the schools. If you can teach them compassion at an early age, it's going to go a long ways.
Still a dog, but he's different. Isn't he different? Yes.
The highlight of Nubby's life is meeting the kids. He forgets he's in his wheels. He will run to every child. He wants to make sure he meets everybody.
I sprout anew.
In Texas, there's just not enough space. It's crazy.
Warriors of the wood. Go green. Roshan has fallen to the radiant.
We rescued a pregnant mom that was on the street, and she gave birth.
Wild
and
is
now
my
we
way.
have 6 puppies looking for their adoptive homes.
Are you gonna help these babies?
That every time a rescue comes into the house, Maggie is like, why did you drag something else home? The rest of them are always excited.
Verdant fury. The wild is calling.
You got puppies, Nubby?
By my shaggy bark.
What are they looking for, Nubs?
Regeneration!
Look at you. Oh, you're so cute.
I've never seen Mac like this before.
She's the boss.
En route.
She's the boss. I'm the grunt.
Can you hold this one too? I need to get the other one.
Hurry.
You coming?
Yes.
Come on, Rita. Here.
With me. Nature calls. In green, I go. On my way. So I go.
Double damage.
Green wrath.
You already have 2.
In sylvan shade.
Nubby, he's a dog that he doesn't
Golden tree with a
Nubby doesn't give
wild
up, so,
spirit.
I mean, he could, but that's not what Nubby does. It gives hope to a lot of people. Just
For the
because you have a limb
trees.
difference, or just because you're a different period, doesn't mean that you don't have a quality of life, and he teaches that every single day.
Branch out. Nature's ferocity. Radiant structures are fortified with 12 important vitamins and minerals. The wild is calling. Nature's way. Timber. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Axe is getting misty-eyed.
Seeing his struggle just to sit down, bring me to your knees. Jimby was trying to in the shelter. He couldn't walk. He was
Power wells up from within.
Put him in my car, headed to the hospital. He was just a sleeping mound of blue honey and just seemed so grateful to be around people.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. That was spectacular. Branch out.
He was left in that condition for quite some time. He was deflated, like he just given up.
Fury.
The cost of magic.
Can we leave the hospital today? Chimby became my 63rd foster dog.
Southern sky, my arrows.
Get down. He started realizing that he could be a dog.
Come on. Okay. We'll do it together. Ready? Ready? All right, we got our eyes on the prize.
When you foster, you may be the only reason why this
I
dog
just
didn't make
reward.
it out alive and into a home. You just kind of have to focus on the joy and not on the hurt.
Can you walk? All right. Oh, man. Shindy, where are we going to start with you, buddy?
Hi, everybody's here to fix you. Can we change your bandage? Such a good patient. He doesn't like it when I have to change the bandage, but he knows no one is hurting him.
My goal is to get him strong so that we can find his forever home.
The day that Chimby got his wheels, he wasn't very coordinated, but he just seemed so happy to be upright and on his own. Come on. Oh, there you go. You can do it. Oh my goodness, I know we're stuck. We get stuck.
The Glens are calling.
I didn't even like dogs 8 years ago. I was petrified of them. Never had a dog.
Roots and run.
She didn't want to give us money. I woke up one morning, crawled out of a bottle of vodka and realized I needed something different in my life, and this couldn't be what my life comes down to. So I Googled animal shelter, lied on the application, went down and started realizing what is going on out there. Why you don't need to buy your dog from a pet store, or how many pit bulls are waiting for a home.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Oh my God, thank you. And it's just snowballed into creating an animal welfare nonprofit.
Your top tower is under attack.
Or remind ourselves that it's there.
Your top tower is under attack.
It's called a hot mess. Hello, Chumbawamba.
Your top tower has fallen. Do not blame us.
I need to get him strong enough to get a doctor. Oh, you know what? I forgot one of his booties and one of his nails. Rubs on the quick and it bleeds. Okay, we're gonna improvise with a hair tie, a tampon, and some dog poo bags. I'm sorry, but I'm putting a tampon on your paw. Like the MacGyver of dogs. Done.
This is spring already.
Probably go park further.
Go breathe.
You know, and the booty feels a little weird.
The seeds of fortune.
Not work. He's just getting better. There's light in his eyes. I can still be a dog.
So, did something happen to Chimby's ears?
Yeah, some idiot got him. The wrong people take in these
Breathe,
dogs, whether
rat.
they fight them or use them to breed, to sell on Craigslist. You're pooped. It's so funny to me because people think that they're such a tough dog. They're really not. Pit bulls are some of the sweetest dogs.
Naturally.
Good job.
Limber up.
12 weeks of physical therapy.
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle
He
tower.
tolerates it, like he's so majestic about it. I know it hurts. His brain is still
Over trees. Double kill. Branching out. Double kill. By my leave us.
Come to you that way. I see it. I see it. Power. Power down. Use it. Push. Push. Yay! I'm proud of you. I'm gonna miss this dog. But there always has to be a spot for the next one that comes along. You can do it. Come on, Chimby. Come on. Can you take a rest? Good job. Get stronger.
Puny Radiant hides behind their fortifications. Nature's ferocity.
The first time I saw him walking without his wheels,
The enemy's top tower has capitulated to superior force. Axe brought his thesaurus. Ha-ha! Wild is my way.
Come on.
Nature calls.
And those thrusts he suddenly remembers he's a dog. Seeing him light up to have mobility, we take mobility for granted.
The sun in my
When they dream about running, that's all they do when they dream because you can see
On my way.
after that. Chimby's personality just kind of grew up.
By my shaggy bark. Come.
Oh, do you like his snow? He's kind of developed this independent personality that goes after what he wants.
Naturally.
He's a prince, and I didn't know that when I first met him. There was a first that made me really happy. His first
Go
test.
green.
He did weeks. I thought it was a long time to wait, and it was almost like, oh, the lights are on. Someone's definitely home in there. He's a grateful little dog. Thank you. I think I got some time. Chimney's put on weight. He is so close to being strong enough to be able to
Roshan and the Dyer
typical day
never did get along.
Tim enjoys going to get the mail with me.
So I go.
I know. Are you hungry? Food excites Chimby. He gets that from me. He wants that. It became part of our physical therapy routine. A lot of my time is spent looking for
With a wild
They're vintage
spirit.
drive-in movie letters. And I was like, let me tell you what I see. Chimby going. All right.
For the tree.
The best. That has never happened on a downhill like that. Nothing like this. Like this, I don't even... Come get it! Holy shit. What is this? You ready to go home? He's confident. He knew he wasn't going to fall. You can see it in his eyes. He's ready. He's
Your
ready to
middle
go.
tower has
Look at this dog.
fallen. Axe wishes it was you instead.
Can I have a gift? No? No? You just want food. Jimmy's ready to go home. His joy is not meant for him. It's meant for another home.
You let yourself get silenced? How stupid.
Today we are at one of Jimmy's routine but later on, being a very special woman who has put in an application to adopt Jimmy.
Stand against us.
When we first pulled him, his entire elbow bone was just coming out of his body.
He's so good for these bandage changes. He's like the most well behaved.
Yeah, I was just born that way. I was born perfect.
I always say that I am ready to let go of a dog and place him into adoption when I have a home. It's just as good of a mind, and I have a feeling this one might be better. What's different to me about this woman is she doesn't care that he's a senior, doesn't care that he is thinking about saying goodbye.
Triple kill.
Plus I get visitation, right? So I'm okay. Your mom doesn't know that yet, but that's in the contract. Do you want to go meet a special lady?
Dire structures are fortified.
Do it.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Started this adoption process. Janine meeting him to determine.
Your middle tower is under attack. Nature's guardian returns.
I had been looking into adopting a senior dog. I saw Chidi on Instagram. They hadn't gotten any application.
Do you want to meet Jimmy?
En
I
route.
said, well, maybe that would be a
Come
good
to
fit.
The climb.
Uproot the foe.
Look at that tail. This is Jimmy.
His medical issues, it really didn't seem like that big a deal to us to have to deal with this little bit of extra TLC.
Original photos of his elbow bone sticking out. Yeah. So it's maybe a little less than half that size. We pooped. Pooped a little. Hold on. It's okay. Everybody poops, buddy. Whoa. So that is just because it's his time to poop today.
Warriors of the wood. Nature's ferocity.
He's very tired. I think he just wants to lay down.
My hidden
He is
paths.
continent. He's just lazy sometimes.
Yeah, you said it.
Through shady lanes.
Yeah. wants to keep going. I think he spent confined to a small area, which is how he does it. And I think he's just so grateful to be able to walk again that he doesn't even want to stop the movie.
With me.
Okay, yeah. And he loves that.
In sylvan shade.
Do I get visitation rights? Absolutely. You have to come out and see the chickens. He's just like a sweet old man. I think I really would like to welcome him to our family.
Invisibility!
Do you like this lady? Yeah, you can do it.
Branch out!
Sorcery.
The wild is calling. Killing spray. Autumn comes too soon.
Thy soul is innocent.
Double kill! Avert your gaze.
You want to get a booty sniff in? That's your little sister? Hi, sweet girl. You're so pretty. Hi.
What's up, dude? I don't know, what do you think of your new living room? No, you're still the only girl.
He's like, come closer.
Things too.
He's like, get closer. Yeah. Oh, look, he's running to you. Those are chickens, Jimby. What do you think of your chickens? Look at his tail. Jimby, what do you think? It's not
Your
every day
top
that
tower
has
is
a dog
under
that thinks
attack.
it's okay.
No.
Are you ready to make it official? There are no backsies after this.
We're ready to sign the papers. Day one.
Now pronounce you dog and parent. Welcome to the family. It's very validating. You got adopted. Like, buddy, I know some
Axe would
people
shed
do
a
things
tear
that
for
you
your
don't
middle
want to
tower, but Axe does not cry.
We did that.
Your middle barracks are under attack.
I heard you got
Your middle barracks have fallen. Are you going to do something about that? Are under attack. Time to channel the inner Axe.
Today,
I could not bear to be
Explain
away
to
from
Axe,
sacred woods.
why are your middle barracks standing there undefended? Your middle barracks have fallen.
Green wrath.
Maybe
Your
I
bottom
know.
tower is under attack.
Hey, buddy. Hi. He looks so great.
Leaving.
I love this ramp. Show me how you do your ramp, buddy. Ah, what do you guys think of your new brother? He's teaching you to meditate? He's very zen. You could use some meditation. Come on, let's
With
go.
a wild. Uprooted after them.
Help him out. Yeah, he lays. He's not
great.
that bad. He does go on this bed sometimes.
By hidden
I love the
paths.
amount of dog beds in your
Yeah,
house.
pretty much every room.
What makes me so happy is that he sees you guys as his parent. My ego was bruised. Oh wow, his fur has grown back so much too.
Leaving.
Hi. Very much in my space. He was definitely worth everything and then some.
Doing pretty well.
If war is not fair, why call it warfare?
Traumatic spinal injury.
In
That
sylvan
is the
shade.
combination of a dog with a huge willpower in a home that is all love. Everyone take options! All right, I think my work here is done. I will see you soon, I'm sure. Bye.
Nature
They
calls.
like you. They really like you. Yep. Look like I'm so desperate. It's like
Yes.
all right, buddy.
We are so incredibly grateful.
Attack. Killing spray. Wild is my will. Double kill. Killing spray.
It just keeps getting better.
By the wilds.
Bye, Jimmy. Let go of a foster.
Pull roots and run. Radiant's towers are fortified, just like
And
Axe.
you changed that family's life. Jimmy, this is his home.
Blood and fury.
Jimmy is doing really, really well.
Branch out.
He's opening up more and more to us every day.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Defeat him, we've been here. He's part
On
of
my
it.
way.
He's an old man. He's been through a lot, but he just gets to be all day if he likes. We're happy with that. He just brings us so much joy. And we're just gonna...
The enemy's middle barracks make a nice pile of rubble.
Yes.
The enemy's middle barracks have fallen. Axe likes. Dyer's courier has been slain.
Through shady lanes. Human ideas.
Pull that off.
Yeah, caught my eye. She was sitting there quiet, shaking in the kennels, and I was like, you gotta go back to
Get beat the understate.
She's so much
Double kill.
Guys. Well, it's so
Absolutely
special.
terrible.
The first time they open their eyes, and the first time they start really exploring. We foster animals. We'll just go down to the shelter and try to find the dog that we think really could use the extra attention until they can be adopted. So Zorro, the little brown one, is the vocal one. He's been like that since he was born. He likes to,
Dire structures are fortified. Super fortified. Like you can't even imagine. Your top tower is being hacked to pieces.
She's super adventurous.
Again, the sun warms my limbs. Uproot and after that.
It's fun to see them go outside for the first time. Oh.
So I go. With a wild spear, the seeds of fortune. Uproot you. By my shaggy
So
bark.
we're dropping puppies off with Fresno Bully Rescue to be adopted today. It's very
The
cool
wild
to know
is
that
calling.
These puppies have known love since they were born.
Naturally.
The Radiant now pick through Roshan's bones for shiny objects.
How exciting.
En route. Sacred scepter. Through shady lanes, warriors of the wood.
Oh, he's so cute. Hi, buddy. Hi.
So I go.
Oh,
By the wilds.
And, he's the missing piece.
My dog, Cat.
Yes.
Some puppy life.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Nature's ferocity. On my way.
For the twins.
Wireless, my way.
Once again. Another life for the game made.
Naturally. In sylvan shade. Okay. Go green. Attack. In green, I go.
Unstoppable! Double kill!
He has made himself at
So we're in Fresno to meet Sia. We are adopting her. So I saw Zia on Nolani's Instagram. Her story just drew me in, and we just kind of fell in love with her.
Radiant's courier has been slain! Couriers are not safe! But now this is a lie! I think you should try a few times first to get used to the idea!
Now your treat.
I persevere in the face of evil.
Double kill! Triple kill! Double kill!
New life will make its home amongst your foes. Pull roots and run.
Ice never dies.
Nature's ferocity. Not
Let's go mid. We literally have a minute and a half to end. Just fucking.
the wild is calling.
You broke the enemy's bottom tower! Axe Radiant structures are fortified!
The
The enemy's middle tower has surrendered to gravity! The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Surprising, given the lack of axe. Proving they are no axe, Dire takes the day. Not that there's anything wrong with hacking.
She's getting a lot of love at home. So, yeah, just super thankful.
I'm just grateful that they found her and I'm able to take her home and give her a really happy life. I'm very thankful for the adopters who choose to give them a brother home.
customer commissioned one of his already famous Murderbox gaming machines, and no other fitting was good enough for him. It was this rejection of good enough that drove Charles to do things the rest of us thought were crazy. I still remember him explaining to me that wires shouldn't be hidden, they should just be beautiful, when he unveiled the first individually sleeved power supply. No one is going to spend that kind of time and money on a power supply, I said, but I think we all know how that played out. Every one of his creations was like that, a work of art, utterly unique and always pushing the limits, whether it was tubing layouts, lighting, or design, with zero compromises on build quality. Unfortunately, Charles had a problem. Building a single murder box, an $8,000 to $18,000 machine, often including in-person delivery, is a 2 to 4 week endeavor. And that's assuming that nothing goes wrong with sourcing and building whatever cutting-edge new design or material he's working on. He'd never get the parts production economical like that. The business model had to shift. That's where Murder Mod came in. Charles partnered with Niels, a pioneer in the sleeving space, to create a lineup of aftermarket faceplates, mid-plates, mounts, and other accessories that would allow TJ07 owners to upgrade their existing systems to something worthy of the $1 million PC galleries. And these two business models complemented each other well, on paper. The higher margins and sales volumes of accessories would help to absorb the cost of prototyping and development, while the boutique system business would give Murder Mod a high-profile avenue for showing off its latest creations. Except for another small problem. Accessories are only high volume if they're compatible with more than a single high-end case from niche manufacturer Silverstone, and they're only high margin if you have the upfront funding and the know-how to navigate the quagmire of overseas mass production. So he forged a relationship with Silverstone with the plan of bringing a tweaked and pre-modded TJ07 to market and then iterating from there. Another great in theory idea that turned into an endless cycle of prototyping and refinement until finally, 4 years later, thanks to a cash bailout from a community member named Richard, it was ready to ship to the early backers. Every component of the Mark II has a story. Literally every one. But I won't bore you guys talking about the 50,000 unit minimum order quantity on each individual variation of the custom-made hex screws. Let's start with the luminous panel. 10 years ago, PC lighting was done with cheesy
Your turn
plastic
to
cathode
ban.
tubes with cheap inverters that usually burned out, quite literally burned out, in a year or
5
two.
seconds
There had to be a
remaining.
better way, and the inspiration came from runway fashion shows. Now, building a panel that looks like this is easy if you have a bunch of space behind it for light distribution and diffusion. But Charles had to do it without taking up any of the space for radiators on the bottom or for the system itself on top. So he ended up with LEDs on one side firing into what he calls the core, a proprietary material that he modified and etched with a grid to project the light upward. The remaining 3 edges were lined with reflective material to bounce back and recycle the light that would normally pass right through and be wasted. A final piece of semi-translucent material was added on top to diffuse the light, giving the finished luminance panel a glow strong enough to be seen in daylight, but subtle enough to game next to at night, and at a thickness of just 15 millimeters. The blood drips in the front have an equally fascinating backstory. The first iteration was a Murder Mod faceplate, a very rudimentary solution to the TJ07's dated even then septuple 5 1/4 inch bay design. Optical drives were already on their way out. It was water cut and used an LED strip mounted inside a Hammond project box reflecting off a piece of white acrylic. Simple. But in the Mark II, the entire basement where the TJ07 mounts storage drives by default is taken up by up to 6 by 120 millimeters worth of radiators and the power supply. And the front is a modular space that can be adapted for 3.5 inch storage, water cooling controllers, pumps, 2.5 inch storage, a slim optical drive, you pretty much name it. So there's potentially a lot of stuff that has to go in there. He needed something more compact, so Charles created a lighting solution using only a single LED firing upward through an acrylic block with silver mylar edges, like the luminance panel, but this time using a piece of adhesive vinyl at the back that's printed with a gradient graphic on it to control light reflection toward the front.
By my
and
shaggy
a
bag.
photographic material called
Prepare for
to
battle!
diffuse the light coming out. This combination ensures that the drips fade to black effect will be consistent and seamless, even in complete darkness. A characteristic that not only looks sick, but also helps hide the optional
Nature
stealth slot load
calls.
optical drive. Bet you didn't see that one coming. The top grille was also designed as a
My hidden
TJ07
path
mod
is
that you
in
could
the
just
bag.
drop into the existing flange, and was inspired by ceiling fans. Why do we
Through
need frames in a
shady
position where we
lanes.
don't need to create static pressure? To build this, Charles bought almost literally every cooling
Naturally.
fan on the market to find the ideal one. He needed a clean aesthetic, the right hub size, easily removable fan blades in case painting was required. to match the
30
look
seconds
of
to
the build,
battle.
and quiet operation out of the box without fan control, because there would be no room for PWM wires in
So
the
I
tiny
go.
2 by 4 millimeter wire management channel. Every unit was shipped to Callan in Australia, where he painstakingly hand-assembled them. This process involves
In
removing the
sylvan
fan frames,
shade.
removing the existing wiring from the fan hub, soldering the new leads specially designed for the top mount, epoxying in the hubs,
Nature
running the wiring
calls.
around the internal machine
The
frame,
season
and terminating
arrives.
to a single sleeved 3-pin connector that will work with basically any motherboard. One-of-a-kind looks and drop-in compatibility like this are really, really tough things to combine, which I guess brings us finally to my ulterior
En
motive
route.
for making this video. So, this video isn't sponsored. I mean, after all the money he's lost on this,
I'm under
Charles knows
attack.
our rates, and I wouldn't ask him anyway. But there is something in it for me. I want to see what he'll create next. So I offered to do a profile of the Mark II and its history in hopes that they'll all sell so he can repay his investors and work
My
on something
hidden
new.
paths.
There are 142 Mark II cases left in the world. You'll find the where to buy link in the video description. The config that we showed would run a whopping $2,000 US. But for this video, Charles and
By
Mod
leave
1
and
created
limb.
a more basic, limited time promotional bundle, including everything that you need to get started. Its 150-page user manual and a quad radiator mount, as well as the optional luminance panel for $12.99. It's there will never be another production like the Mark II. It's a financial disaster for everyone involved. So if you want to own a piece of PC history, the case equivalent to something like the
Ah, the sun's pale sister shines upon my leaves.
you know where to go. Blue Apron delivers
For the
all the
trees.
farm-fresh ingredients that you need right to your doorstep in exactly the right proportions for delicious home-cooked
Go
meals.
green.
No trips to the grocery store, no waste from unused ingredients. Their recipes are chef-inspired and they offer 2 types of plans. The 2-person plan
green,
and the family
I
plan.
go.
And there are now 8 recipes to choose from each week instead of 6. Blue Apron recipes are delivered in a refrigerated box so the ingredients will stay fresh
Come,
home when your
come.
package arrives, and Blue Apron ships to most of the United States.
On my way.
There's no commitment, you can skip or cancel the service at any time, and prices start as low as $9 per serving. The first 50 people to sign up at our link below are going to get $50 off their
Green
first 2
is
weeks
good.
of Blue Apron. So go check it out now.
With a
Thanks for watching, guys.
wild
If you disliked this
spirit.
video, you can hit that button. But if you liked it, let us know in the comments, hit that like button, maybe get subscribed, and while you're at it,
Buy the
check out links where to
wilds.
buy the stuff we featured in the video description. While you're down there, we'll have a list of everyone who contributed parts for
By
the
my
most to do the
shaggy
Chef Cake
bark.
build,
Full roots and run.
Mod 1, Gigabyte, Nvidia, and Aqua Computer.
Bird and Fury.
Always has cool shirts like this one. Oh, I forgot to call it before.
In sylvan shade. By my shaggy bark.
A new 5G phone is another one for free. Right now, buy one of our best 5G phones and get another one on.
Wild is my way.
Get the 5G network you deserve with the 5G phones you want, because the network is just the beginning.
Branch out.
It's been a long time, my friends, since we've built a compensator machine. But the
My hidden
reality of it
paths.
is, there just hasn't been anything that's enough better than last time to justify it. Well, not today. This machine is going to
Uproot
be
and
the
after them.
hands down, fastest, most craziest, unbelievable rig that you can build using all off-the-shelf components that just go together like you could do for yourself at home. Assuming that you had the $20,000+ or so to purchase all the components that would go in it. And it is brought to you by Seasonic. Yes, my friends, they not just sponsor hardware porn like you're about to watch today, they also make fantastic power supplies with up to 80+ titanium efficiency.
Uproot the foe. Axe's heart goes out to Dyer's courier. With a wild spirit. Come to me.
Let's kick things off by unboxing the case. Now, this was a limited edition run from Inwin. This is the Z Tower, but it is technically an off-the-shelf part that any consumer...
Your middle tower is under attack!
Purchase.
Puny Radiant hides behind their
We
fortifications.
went with this
Green Wrath.
practical reason, but just to show how big our
Through shady lanes. Dyer's courier
solid.
has been slain. Not for you.
Cast aluminum.
Yes.
Work of computer art, my friends.
With me.
Crap, once this has a system in it, it's not going to be...
Yes. The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower.
It is. We are number 93, though. Look at that.
I'll just take a cutting.
How raw it is.
En route.
Cleaning cloth, a VIP club membership, and all the mounting screws your heart could desire. I'm actually having a lot of fun.
On my
Not
way.
that often I work with hardware that's so far beyond reasonable, even I look at it and I go, what? This video has been like months in the making. Inwin probably forgot they ever even sent us this thing. It's been so long.
Killing spree.
It goes in Indiana Jones's warehouse. This is the
Attack.
ROG-02 Extreme. The Alpha was not available at the time we began planning this video. So we'll have to deal with the $10 price difference. It's got a little RGB fan controller doodad. Oh hey! It comes with
I'm under attack.
2 mounting screws. We're going to be using all of them.
Nature calls.
M.2. ASUS ran out of space on the motherboard PCB to put enough M.2 mounting points for
By
their
my
liking, so they
shaggy
built an
bar.
extra card in the solid system to add more. And we will be using both of them.
Naturally.
Just don't hurt yourself, but like try to lift it.
Oh my god.
It's a 2 terabyte drive, but it says the Saturn 1 terabyte rocket.
The seeds of fortune.
Gen 4 SSD maximum performance solid state
So
drive
I
with
go.
heatsink. So it actually comes in 2 boxes. One for the SSD itself. We're gonna have a total
Uproot
of
the
5
foe.
of them. And one for the crazy pants heatsink that comes with it. Look at this
Nature
thing.
calls.
It's got 3 heat pipes on it. One of the mounts is on the back.
Warriors of the wood.
Oh, they're cool.
With a wild spirit. Your top tower is being hacked to pieces. Branching out. The wild is calling.
Place the SSD in the tray.
Dominating.
There's a little groove here. You've got to line up.
By leaf and limb.
Most people would just use the motherboard. It is so heavy. I love it.
En route.
All right, here we go. Giant SSD hanging off the back of the motherboard time. This is so ridiculous. How the hell are you supposed to install that? Oh no! Okay. I put the heat on
Through
back
shady
there.
lanes.
That's on there, for better or for worse. The slots I want to put my graphics cards in are here and here. And yeah,
On my way.
that's not going in. So I'll have to settle for just the one on the back, assuming that it does line up with that. All right, like this.
Uproot you.
And that's it. 5 M.2. I shouldn't even call this Threadripper anymore. Just call it Red Disintegrator. 64 cores. I love their new packaging for these. Like, slots into this. Sick. And for $3,990, better feel pretty special. Loctite. This is the EK Velocity STR4.
Yes.
So it's got a nice, big cooling patch.
Mega Q!
And it's got 5-volt addressable RGB lighting.
Axe's heart goes out to Dyer's courier.
Like an entire one of these little wimpy tubes.
For the trees! The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower.
Not only is this kit 256 gigs, it's clocked at 3600 megahertz and CL16. This
Pull roots and run.
That scares me, careful.
I swear, high capacity brands.
Branch out.
I'm gonna figure out how on earth to get it into the case. What do you think the weight capacity of this table is? Can I hop up here with it? That should be fine. Oh, one of those. Okay. Each one of these big old hunks of aluminum seems to have 2 Torx head screws. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's fine and good that you provide me with this VIP my manual. Oh.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem.
Specs of the riser cable, how to install the riser cable.
Your bottom tower is under attack!
And important notice of warranty. Number 1.
Radiant structures are fortified with 12 important vitamins and minerals. Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem.
Just one piece right here.
Green,
but I should be able to get it.
I go.
It's actually kind of rough the way it goes together, eh? This is really not the sort of thing I would buy. Most of the system is really not the sort of thing I would buy. Look at that.
Oh, sweetly the saffron. Killing spray.
God.
My hidden paths.
I'm not even installing it permanently right now. I'm just trying to make sure I've got the standoffs in the right spot. Nope. I got it wrong. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I got this.
Your middle tower is under attack!
Yep. This is where we find out if my giant
Denied.
SSD
In sylvan shade.
Oh, nice, it does! Yes!
Your middle tower is under attack!
Of course it looks good. This is a $20,000
By my
computer,
shaggy
Brandon.
bar.
Your middle tower has fallen!
The manual mentions the echo flow characteristics.
Burn in
Yes.
fury.
I mean, it doesn't even have like PCI slot coverage. Okay. It's too angsty for Vader though. It's more like a Kylo Ren. Everything about this machine is overkill, so it shouldn't matter. But this is our overkill 1300 watt power supply.
Naturally.
So they've kind of got cable.
The seeds of fortune.
Man, it is hard to get at some of this stuff though. Yeah, the cable comes.
En route.
Go a long way, don't they? Not really much you can do to hide the cables on the back, eh? I'm starting to.
My
really
hidden
like
paths. Come to me.
Ooh, captive thumb screws. I like you. Oop. You might think
Nature's
like
ferocity.
What do you guys even need hard drives for? Well, let me tell you.
Your
These
bottom
are 16
tower is
terabyte
under
hard drive
attack.
pros. So you can take maybe
Radiant
one
structures are
hard drive,
fortified.
Use it as a cache for this.
Your bottom tower is under attack!
Hard drive storage.
Falling ideals! Too soon.
Library, you play library, your Epic Game Store library, your Origin library. You see the problem with this? There we go. Hard drives are installed. You know, for all the challenges getting the basic things into place, having it open like this is making this build go fairly quickly. It's the starter liquid cooling kit
Again, the sun warms my limbs.
You just don't have to do any of the things.
Your top tower is under attack!
Ready to go. Ah, there it is. Thick boy
seeds of
radiator
fortune.
and a manual. So I was trying to figure out weirdo random
Missing
hole
top.
over here. That's our radiator mount. Makes total sense.
On my way.
Easy peasy. Tons of room for fans. No idea where we're gonna put the pump or the reservoir. possibly go?
Dire structures are fortified.
Hump. With a normal case, I could just grab a drill, throw a couple holes in it, and screw it in from the bottom of the case. Is this just like a...
Warriors of the wood.
Is that an option? They look like hard drive.
Wild is my way.
They taste like hard drive mounts. They've got to have the labeling wrong. It lines up perfectly. All I have to do is widen the holes a little
With
bit.
a wild spirit.
You ever get that feeling when you're just cutting something up that costs $5 grand and you're just like, oh, you know, should I be doing this? No, nobody else has this problem. You know, I didn't ruin it that hard, right? Like, it looks kind of the same-ish.
A bit of green.
Just fine. I kind of like this multi-display concept. Theoretically, this should be a good spot for it, ish. Now is the time to make a critical
Nature
decision.
calls.
RGB fans on the top of the radiator, visible from the top, or RGB fans on the bottom.
Uproot and after them.
Adding Jake.
The wild is calling.
You're going to be in charge of RGB.
Oh.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
the worst.
That's why you're here, though.
Mhm.
And the gold is going to be so tacky.
I mean, the hard drives are like...
Yes.
You got these...
Hey, lptstore.com. Oh, right. So
So
we're
I
actually
go.
using these super cool RGB strips from Silverstone. They've got this diffusion layer on them that makes it so that
Through
the
shady
the
lanes.
RGB LEDs looks a lot smoother, at least in pictures. We're going to see how that works out.
With me.
Like one here?
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot more than that.
Nature's way.
Yeah, but like wiring, that's going to be a nightmare.
Well, yeah, but that's your problem, isn't it?
Green wrath.
So what I'm thinking is I'll use the
Killing spree.
CPU header, and then we'll run these fans off of the RGB controller. Whoop.
Nature's
I'm not really a fan of just
ferocity.
plugging everything in because then you can set like
Yeah,
pump
then I don't
speed
have
like
to
1,000
turn off the
RPM.
like press F1 CPU fan error, blah blah blah.
It takes like 10 seconds.
No.
And then you have this ugly wire up here.
I'm out.
Come on, yeah.
It's in there already.
Green.
Pull it out.
You can't.
I'm under Mega kill.
Didn't I specifically ask for adjustable RGB?
Warriors of the wood.
Now,
Through shady. Double kill. I share my fate.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen. That was not involved.
Sent us fans, and they're addressable.
thanks, Inwin.
Whoa, are they mod? Oh, whoa.
Oh, cool. Those are those daisy chain. I'm not expecting this.
Wicked sick.
Well, I think...
Your top tower is under attack.
That's power too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
No, this is actually pretty nice. This plugs in that.
My hidden paths.
Your top tower is under attack.
Pull roots and run.
There's no instructions.
Okay, well, where's our EK thing? Is this gonna be
Attack.
Your top tower is under attack.
It's in there fine.
No, it's not.
Much like Axe's opinion of you, your top tower has fallen.
AMD compensator.
Daisy part 3. Well, nothing's wrong. It's just that I went away for 45 minutes.
Are you gonna throw me under the bus?
And I come back,
He's throwing me under the bus.
and he has JB welded the mounts to the inside of the case.
Nothing but stick.
Well.
Get a better case. Wait.
I get a better case.
So
chose
I
this
go.
one, dang it.
In his defense, I actually did sign on for this.
Come,
It
come.
will be a very good. Here, hold on. The RGB bones connected to
Bird and
RGB.
fury.
Horrible.
Which end is which?
I don't think it matters on these ones. I also think this is backwards.
Axe does not pick sides, but your enemy sucks.
Totally doesn't matter.
No, I mean the side of the strip.
I'm shooting.
Have you ever like gone to proof and forgot to right? Have you ever?
This is so tacky.
Uproot you.
Baller though.
That is the like 8
In sylvan shade.
around the like baseball player's neck.
Giant die-cast, polished aluminum base.
Yes.
Our Envy Lake Bridge is silver.
Yeah, that's actually like horrifying.
That is spectacular. Oh crap, it's silver too.
Yeah, this is worse.
Should we switch to it?
No.
I mean, we've gone down this path already. Hold on, just let me see it.
Oh no, please.
Wild is my way. Orchid malevolence.
That's okay. We're not doing this.
No, we're not doing this. This is horrible. We're not.
On my way.
Oh, we're getting so close. I really hope this thing goes.
Me too. I kind of wish I had.
Radiant's towers are fortified, just like Axe.
Pretty big.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. That slides.
Did not get lighter. That's
How the crap are you fucking
Killing spree.
Oh, wait, stop.
making swords. See that air bubble?
Is that coming?
Yeah, it's coming.
Get air bubble?
Couples.
Okay.
There's a lot there.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of air. There was nothing I could really do. Like ideally I would want pumped lower than the bottom of the res, but I couldn't really do that. Those fans are crazy.
Nature's
This
God
is, I think, the right
returns.
number of strips though. I think this is pretty good. All the effects.
Probably a memory thing. Okay, so to get AMD RAID going, not only do you have to install a driver in Windows, you have to install 3 drivers in a specific order. It's a show, but either way, Windows is installing, I think.
Compensated K3. I discovered something. So Jake and I were sort of both wrong about these RGB strips. So see that? They come out this side, but not out this side.
The enemy's middle tower has been denied.
The RGB. Now we finally get to talk performance of the most EP machine.
With a wild
Yesterday,
spirit.
we were literally installing games across 4 different launches. 4 gigabytes per second on our 10 gig network card. So hey, 10 gig networking overkill.
By my
I
shaggy
think not.
bark.
Yes, my friends, we are reading and writing in the neighborhood of 10 gigabytes per second on this data rate.
Nature calls.
It's real cool. Yes, we know Crystal Disk Mark is not a great indicator of performance, but this machine is about putting up.
Uproot and after
Time for
that.
an equally for funsies test for the CPU this time.
Yes.
Cinebench R20. Wow! 24,777. Now we're gonna play some games.
Go green.
This is Crisis 3 running at
Axe sheds a tear for Radiant's courier. Metaphorically speaking, Axe does not actually cry. Dominating!
It is this game.
Come and get it!
Something we're not going to see in any of the other games, though. Both GPUs
Double kill!
running, sitting up here.
Mega kill! Double kill!
Use for Shadow We're still able to
Branch out.
20 frames per second. HDR is enabled, of course. Oh, the sun! Once again, our CPU.
By leaf and limb.
Anywhere from 5 to 8% optimization. Oh wait, I was completely wrong. Shadow's Generator uses alternate frame rendering multi-GPU in DirectX 12. That was great. Now I'm firing up something a little more CPU intensive. Anno 1800. Everything once again is maxed. It is only running at 35 to 45 frames per second.
I go.
But every horse and cart, every person walking around with their little look at the detail. As for our CPU, isn't that a cool?
For the trees.
Let's get our Doom settings updated.
Bountiful. The seeds of fortune.
SLI utilization. Oh yeah,
I the one. Unstoppable.
12%.
Killing spray. Verdant fury. Through shady lanes. Nature calls. Come. Power
So that's
wells
it,
up
ladies and
from
gentlemen. You've
within.
got a cool
My hidden paths.
$21,000 burning a hole in your pocket, and a team of eunuchs to carry your system around for you whenever you need to transport it. This
In
is
sylvan
the way to
shade.
go. Now,
You broke the enemy's bottom tower! Axe approved! With a wild spirit. To me!
I think we lost some rubber grippy pads. Uh-oh.
Double kill!
They're all just stuck to the table now.
You die.
Oh, yeah, it's heavier than my wife. Okay.
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower. Radiant structures are fortified.
It's been a long time coming, just waiting for the right parts that are overcompensating enough, but...
I'm glad to leave that place. Warriors of the wood. Leaving.
And you're gonna know exactly what it is when, hey Jake, what happened to that lower third? When I put
Naturally. Haste.
There it is. Oh yeah.
Ah, what?
We are doing the all orange and black PC. Yes, my friends, that is
En route.
today. Look at all the boxes for these components. Brandon, you're up. We've got an orange and black.
Pull roots and run. Go green.
Black mouse box. Orange and black ram.
Uproot the foe. Come and get it. By my shaggy bark. Double kill. Ah, the sun in my leaves. Killing spree. Triple kill. Dominating. Outright kill. The enemy's middle tower has surrendered to gravity. Dire structures can take all the hurt Radiant cares to heap upon it. The wild is calling.
That was almost awesome.
Mega kill! Audi! On my way. With me. On my way.
So when I lifted up by this corner, see that?
Snip. The enemy's top tower has fallen. Would have been faster with axe.
Screen button. We're not going to be doing that today, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we will, but later. So I'm going to put this...
Yes. Your middle tower is under attack.
Over here where I can monitor all your wonderful, wonderful chat messages that you guys are sending over.
Your middle tower is under attack. Axe would shed a tear for your middle tower, but Axe does not cry. So I go. I'm under attack. Branch out.
Price is right. Price is right.
Yes.
Check that out in the video description.
The seeds of fortune. Dazzle.
FCC disclosure. This video is sponsored by Gigabyte. The all-in built. Wow.
Green. Uproot and after them.
So you got your
Attack.
backplate here. Do you want to turn that monitor so Brandon can see which one I'm looking at? Otherwise, he's going to be all like focused and I'm not.
Nature's ferocity. Limber up. By leaf and limb.
Bear in mind, though, guys, that because this is on the consumer platform, those are not actually electrical 16x slots. So this is
Just a
16x,
touch.
and then if you install one here, these will be 8x, 8x, and then this one right here is a 4x slot. You can tell that it's fired up. Let's go ahead and get our CPU installed. So we'll want to start on
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
like a reimagining of their brand.
By the wilds.
Like if Gigabyte was just like, you know what? Gigabyte used to seem like a lot, but it's just really not that much anymore. We got to step up our game, and they just completely rebrand the company to Terabyte. I would love it. And the best part is that unlike a lot of the naming schemes that we deal with these days,
attack.
It just has such an obvious
with a wild
place
spirit.
to go from there, right? Like you don't really run out. You go, okay, yeah. So in another 20 years, we're just going to rebrand to petabyte. Then we go to exabyte.
Triple roots and run.
I'm sure the chat. You want to come in a little bit closer, Brandon? Get a bit of a better.
By the wilds.
This and Giant. That's right. Thanks, Jake. This is actually my first time.
What? Double kill through shady lanes. Wild is my way.
Anthony did the
Nature's ferocity. Branch out.
Got a few more pins in there. Very exciting.
En route.
Gigabyte. What comes after Zeta? Zeta then.
By hidden paths.
Oh, other way around. Apparently it's Zettabyte then Gigabyte.
The wild is calling.
Alright. I think we're good, right? Everything look good? Jake's working on a pretty cool
By my shaggy bark.
There's like a big security, I don't know, what would you even call it? It's not really like a hack. It's like,
Naturally.
like an exploit, yeah.
Warriors of the wood.
Yeah. Every iPhone can be jailbroken. This is the first time in quite a while.
Axe is impressed. Roshan was a worthy foe.
So this was
Immortality.
Michael. Super easy. Yeah. So Jake's been working on a video about that.
Green
He
wrath.
was pretty into the whole jailbreaking scene a number of years ago, like back when it kind of made sense. Back in 2012, yeah. So.
In sylvan shade.
Alright, this is something I found a little bit surprising.
En route.
Gigabyte makes system memory. Because with an 800 you would have thought they'd have gotten to the storage game a long time ago. But no. Nope. Gigabyte finally makes system memory. So this is RGB. I believe it runs at 600 megahertz. And
Nature calls. Ah, scepter.
oh, interesting. I've heard of these before, but never actually used them. Check
By
this
hidden
out.
paths. By my shaggy bark.
All the pins are missing. So, memory stick for shallow people.
Go green.
So this packet actually contains the memory. There we go, let's pop this over.
Leaving. Power wells up from
This
within.
package actually contains the memory. I'll double check the specs here. Yeah.
On my way.
And then the other one
By leaf and
actually
limb.
just placeholders. So so that our system will look fallen and
In
will have as
green,
much RGB.
icon.
Freaking
Cool.
This is so cool. Gigabyte, good job. Okay, check this out. So all the slots are labeled. So you've got the A1, A2, B1, and B2. But then they helpfully put it right here. First, A2 and B2. That's not very intuitive for a lot of
So I
users.
go.
Now the general rule that you can follow is you populate spaced out by one. So you can put every other slot
Uproot the
as far
foe.
away from the CPU as you can go. So you start at the outside one, skip one, take the next one, skip one, take the next one. That's the general rule.
Natural.
I broke that rule on one of my previous videos. That was not intentional. I do know that rule.
Yes.
But it's really nice for new builders who would have to otherwise consult the manual to just have
Fury.
because why not? It doesn't cost, by the time you're still screening the
Through shady lanes.
more stuff on it. Which is why it's always confused me when motherboard manufacturers don't bother to do things.
Just once.
In this case, Gigabyte has them.
With me.
Plus minus for hard drive, power.
The wild is calling. In sylvan shade.
Hello, and I fixed it, kid. I promised you guys I would find out how many M.2 slots this were.
In sylvan shade.
Antidote. Trophy kill.
We don't take the easy path around here, okay?
With a wild spirit.
Go ahead and enter this other screw. This one's loaded, but I'm expecting to find M.2.
Green is good.
So I'm imagining that I'm going to find a couple more. It's really nice to see that 110mm.
On my way.
It's really nice to see that 110mm because I recently did
Branch out. How sweetly the sap flows.
until
Verdant fury.
quite a ways in. I was installing storage anyway. That my Octane drive wasn't going to fit because it was a 110mm.
Through shady
All of the
lanes.
slots on the board were 80mm max.
Haste. Naturally.
Two more down there.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Pull roots and run. Go green.
Nancy, what's up? Peel the RAM? Oh no, I didn't peel the RAM.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will peel the RAM in just a second. After I put away all these M.2 slots because we're
A bit of green.
You are? You don't have to. It's fine. I'm good.
By hidden paths.
Okay. Well, yeah. If you have literally nothing better to do, then you can do that. Otherwise, I got this. It's fully under control. I will monitor the chat at least.
Maybe. With me.
If I have no audio for 14 minutes, you'll know why. It's because half of the die. It's right between that 15-minute yeah, almost absolutely great. Anthony just
By my shaggy bark.
our MacBook Pro.
Dark light. Nature's ferocity. So killing spray. Nature calls. Double kill. Nature's way. Double kill. En route.
Dyer's courier shall carry no more.
Alright.
With a wild spirit.
Okay, so our motherboard is pretty much a full-sized.
Yes.
In my own system. I mean, as we've shown before, not that long ago, if you're just kind of.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified with 12 important vitamins and minerals.
Come to me.
Your middle tower is under attack.
My hidden paths. Oh. Wild is my way. Oh. Go away! In sylvan shade. I'm under attack. On my way.
We're able to interact with this unbelievably detailed environment, and it is strongly see the requirement to have a high-performing SSD like that is going to come, and it's probably not going to fall
natural. The sun in my leaves.
A lot of the time you'll see these new game engine demos and, or you know,
uproot you.
Whatever the case may be, and you'll see this like, you know, unbelievable level of detail, and then you see a game. Those features sound like
En route.
fairly quickly. Like if it's built right into
By my shaggy bark.
you're going to get games that are using that technology. Let's have a look at our case here. So this is yet another product category that I don't have much experience with Gigabyte.
By leaf and limb.
Like a plastic stylized fascia at the front here. Got front USB 3.
In green, I go.
Not so fast. To me, that's cuts no more. Double kill!
I didn't come here to see my views.
Killing spray! Triple kill!
Not so price on your head.
The enemy's bottom barracks have fallen! More like that, please!
Into the world.
We don't have the same kind of professional gear here. So what should I go with next?
Zap!
You know what, I think I'll prep my AIO water cooler. Those tend to take a little while to install, and that gives me an opportunity to introduce yet another product category that I have never tried out from Gigabyte before. So this is their, oh wait, no, not
Dazzle!
pretty standard.
Is it spring already? Warriors of the wood.
Like that, the dire structures cannot be hurt.
140mm fans, you'd probably only be able to port 2 of them unless you take up all these 5 1/4 inch bays where there isn't really anywhere to draw air from anyway.
By the wild.
It's like like dual 120 or dual 240.
Attack!
Feel free to just yell at me if I'm not on you, and I should be. So
Leaving.
dual 120 is the top, and then we've got a single 130.
Nature calls.
Spot a power supply. This has kind of become the gaming case layout, right? You've got the basement, so you don't have to look at all the ugly cables.
Yes. The Radiant dislike Roshan very much.
Green rat.
So when they go around to trade shows or whatever else and they're launching new products, they can
Uproot and after them.
one of our cases, can we put our new power supply in so that
In green, I go. A lucky find.
LTTstore.com.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and pop this puppy open. Wow.
Uproot the foe.
It's full RGB. Look at that. Nice. Got a temperature readout on the top.
For the trees.
We've got links, by the way, to where you can check out all of the items that were released today. Some of them are Amazon, some of them are Newegg, but they're all down there.
With me.
Very nice packaging. Got that.
With a wild spirit.
Because the funny thing about it is, nice packaging doesn't cost that much more, but it's enough.
On my way.
Level products, you actually cannot afford it and be competitive in some cases. Wow.
Verdant fury.
A ginormous
The seeds of fortune.
combo.
So I go. Uproot and after them.
Out there in the field for an awful long time.
By my shaggy bark.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. Oh, good day, sir, indeed.
By hidden paths.
On the pump block combo here. See the power. Power this puppy.
Warriors of the woods. Nature's ferocity. Uproot the foe. Go green. Natural.
Finally, we've got our 280mm radiator, so we're going to go ahead and install that probably in the top of the case. I'm just trying to think about what my best airflow layout for this puppy is going to be. Given that there's a filter on the top, or it's more of a, yeah, there is, okay, cool, yeah, so we've got a top filter. So what I might actually do is something sort of a little unconventional and just draw fresh air in from the top and then exhaust it out the back. That gives a slightly positive pressure. We didn't go totally over the top for our graphics card, so I'm not too worried about suffocating it. We've got an RTX 2080 Super, and naturally it's not using the reference cooler, it's using one from Gigabyte, so I'm really not that concerned about it overheating. Alright, oh boy, now we get into the real PC building business. AJ says for the low price of $3.99. Kiwi Boy says you should do a shirt with LTTstore.com and then just like hashtag sellout on the back. I've always preferred shill. I prefer shill to sellout. I think it has a nicer ring to it. Alright. Figure out this picture on the box, I think, to know
through shady lanes.
Out the bottom like this.
In sylvan shade.
So that means we probably want that
Come! Branch out!
The enemy's middle barracks have fallen.
A lot of the time,
I will rise next season. How can I?
The sisters of the ring are dead.
Safe. I see my woods again. Double kill! My youth has lived.
The enemy's middle tower has surrendered to gravity.
Dominating! Triple kill!
The enemy's middle barracks make a nice pile of rubble. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. That was done in the spirit of Axe. The enemy's top barracks have fallen. Do not miss this chance to take over the hurt Radiant cares to heap upon it. To the Radiant the spoils. Say, does Axe get a cut?
Yes!
we're going to have to look at again because it is so much easier to do. So in this case, I'm taking the easy route. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to install these fans. So I'm going to install these fans in the top, and I'm going to have them blowing air. Clean your radiator, because you will get a little bit of dust. When it's time to clean your radiator, you just take a little thing of air and you go and all the cat hair and dust and whatever else just comes off like that. Super, super easy to do. Screws unpackaged here. Switch play, Dior says the fan is not spinning. You're right. The fan is not spinning, and it is not supposed to be spinning at this time. Have enough of your fan not spinning memes, Twitch. Got a super chat from. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all my radiator screws here. Ah! No! Where'd it go? Oh, got it. Cool. Hold on, I'm just gonna bring up that super chat here. Doesn't matter which way your pump outlets are, either on the bottom or top of the case. Thinking outlets on the bottom so you don't have the ram sticks. Wow, that super chat is pretty late. Okay. I think it might matter though. It's possible though that the display can be configured, so that might be what they're referring to. Interesting. Is this sitting funny? You see this? Am I missing something here? Is that just like a visual trick though? Wait, what's going on here? Are they? Wait, what? I think you're right. I think it's designed that way. Huh. So it's flat this way, but then this way. See that? How it tapers? So I can only install the fans on this radiator one way. Interesting. That's probably not the way that I would have done it, because it means that the screws are the right length for these ones, but then they're way too long and they're kind of going to mangle the fins under these ones. I'm going to consult the manual. That seems like a good idea right about now. least they got you covered there. With the correct life there. Interim comfort. What was it? We're making a statement that goes, sure, I'm going to drop, an OLED TV or 1,000